telling you right now, if there's no...
Sorry, repeat that.
If the Steelers don't score a touchdown in the game,
yes,
you pick the steakhouse. I'll take you out there next week for a dinner of your choice.
It's very nice. You don't have to do it next week. We'll pick a date on the calendar where I'm real hungry. Can I have oysters too? I love oysters.
We'll order a bottle of wine with it. We'll do the whole
nice Malbec for Dan diabetes. Actually, both of us have diabetes.
There you go.
Type 1 and type 2. It's a diabetic dinner. DD.
Mayo experience.
Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience presented by Underdog. If you use code Mayo this week and you haven't done that before, not only at Underdog will you get a deposit bonus of up to $1,000, you will get a free pick for Thursday Night Football with Kirk Cousins to make it easy on yourself. So use that deposit bonus, roll it over into the free pick, and boom, you got money. These are the Week 5 NFL best bets, plus the teaser that never wins. Right, Rob?
Yep. Teaser that. I mean, all the teaser legs lose this year. It doesn't matter. I don't know why people are still playing teasers, but yeah, they're all losing. Like all the classic like Wong teasers. The Bills killed them last week with the +1.5 to +7.5 or whatever. Yeah, it's just a disaster. And all these big underdogs are winning the games as well outright. It's insane. Broncos outright this.
Got to play money lines. That's the bottom line, right? Pizzola, like we talk about it in college, like Virginia Tech was like a 17-point dog. They lost on like the last play of the game. Like you clip one of those money lines, like you're laughing. Like say you use a unit of 100, like you can go like 80-20 or 70-30, however you want to do it your way. But I've just learned you got to sprinkle on the money line because once these big dogs come in, you get paid.
Yep, I agree.
Well, we should have used that strategy for some of our picks. There's an interesting trend growing on the Best Bet show. One is if you take a look at our records, you're going to notice, Rob, something very interesting. You are 0-4 with gold picks. I am 0-4 with silver picks, and Cam is 0-4 with bronze picks for the season.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's funny. I honestly don't even remember what my picks were last week, so it's really hard for me to even root for them. But it is a trend. Is it going to continue? There we go. I use Seattle as gold. What an idiot.
Yeah, Rob. As I have mentioned before, Rob, as we know, is just giving out wrong picks on purpose as a gold pick to help the sports books. That's what someone told me, and I believe it.
Can I see that graphic one more time? I want to see that graphic one more time.
Okay, so going on here.
Here's what happened. Tampa Bay would have been my gold last week, but we have the rule, which is fair. I agreed to the rule.
Gas the rule.
I agreed to the rule.
It's killing our record. It's killing our record. You guys can implement. Do whatever you want. The same damn game. It's killing us as a team. I don't give a shit. You guys have the same game.
Listen, no. The only game that was picked the same was you two, and it was both losers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, first of all, I remember one thing on the show, and I know I do say a lot of dumb shit and whatever, but I'm dead serious. I thought I was 2-1. The Bears. The Bears are my favorite pick. Like, how do I not? Like, really? I didn't have the Bears as my gold pick. Like, we talked about it on the show.
You had the New York Jets as your best pick.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to deny that. What a fucking horrible bet that was. Aaron Rodgers sucks. Oh, yeah, by the way, backup quarterbacks, Rudolph. Bring Tyrod Taylor in. Yeah, there you go. Will Levis. I fucking put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Will Levis could have handed the ball off on every single down and they would have won that game. Let's not credit Mason Rudolph for how many times did he even throw in that game? He was horrible.
Want one thing noted. Backup quarterback's ATS record. That's all I want.
Yeah, but he's not going to get it. He's not going to get that one. Levis started the game.
Okay. No, yeah, you're right. This argument's wearing thin or whatever, but all I do is I'm proving my point with shitty starting quarterbacks. But Pat, I really thought I had the Bears, but I'm an idiot, and Seattle was a bad pick. The Lions were so due. It's brutal. I'm not going to lie to you, though. I had Colts. Like, remember all the bets I go through and I say I love this? Those all win, and all the ones I give for the show lose. Like, I'm a fucking moron. So this week, new strategy. I don't care there's no team picks. I'm picking the dumbest fucking games, and I'm going to go 2-1 or 3-0 this week. That's it. Done.
I mean, no sweat on my back. If you don't have to ask me 3 questions before every pick,
because I'm an idiot. I'm asking questions. I should have faith in myself instead of having to fucking ask you guys. I should just do it myself, and I'll take my own.
I don't ever know why you ask the questions anyway.
That's my point.
You don't even listen to the answers. You just go back to whatever you were thinking in the first place, regardless.
You're right. No, I do listen though. Like I do. Like my brain's all fucked up. I just got to just pick the dumb games that I like. Anyway.
Okay.
You did
is
contribute
really
to our losing teaser, though, Cam. The only leg that lost was
no,
Buffalo.
my teaser picks they're shit. Like let's call it out for what it. I'm saying though, I thought I had a great week last week. Like I had the Colts, I had the Bears, like whatever, and then I look on the show and I'm like, wow, 1-2. Like I just don't really understand, but maybe I just got to get better. I just got to get better.
I think we all need to get better. We need to focus on the minerals that are getting us down and elevate out of it. Because I don't think we can go. I mean,
Pat, can I start things off this week?
Go ahead.
I'm so fired up.
Let's do it.
I want the fucking New Orleans Saints as my gold pick against Kansas City. I don't give a shit about anything, any opinions, whatever. The Saints are going to win this game outright. Saints.
The only other person who I know has this as their best bet of the week is Tim Undercust.
Oh, fuck. Now, see, here come the questions again. Like, that's what I don't need.
I heard a very interesting story about Tim shaking some guy's hand. Is this a true story, Pat? Do you know what I'm talking about?
It is.
What shit on his hand? Like in that movie, Mallrats?
No. So what happened, Cam, was we were at Royal Montreal. We were at the President's Cup. Both you guys were very missed. People kept asking me about both of you in order to meet you. It's okay. It was a very long week, Cam. It was a long week.
My life.
It was a long week.
Pat, enough is enough. Like I'm gonna have so many regrets looking back on my deathbed, going, I could have done this, I could have done that. I partied so much when I was younger, but now I'm getting older. These are the times that I need to remember because I can't like live back in high school. Remember that time we smoked fucking bongs with the janitor up on the roof? Like, yeah, that's my memory. Like, I'm doing nothing in my middle age. So time for more trips, Pat. I envy you for taking care of business last week.
I only wish I could have been in attendance when Jeff was doing that food tasting.
Oh my God.
Because he looked like he was on another planet and the facial reactions were so good.
Jeff was having what many called, he was very wet the entire week. Just put it that way.
Yeah, he was lubricated.
He looked at, let me tell you, those
eyes
were glazed over.
The best thing about Jeff is like some guys, like, I got to give you honest, I guess it's one of my skill sets. Like I can do things drunk and people go, he's a little bit drunk. Like you see me, Pat, though, like annihilated drunk, but that's for like drinking for a full day straight and I can still do a show. Like Jeff's eyes go, one's up top, one's up below, one's in the side. Hey, Rob, like you could look at him and go, oh God, that guy's absolutely fucking cranked. Like he's done. Right.
Well,
you know what I mean?
You did one of these shows drunk before and
I have.
So the people have seen it. You passed it off. It was I think that was the best episode.
I was on meds too. Like I was on fucking like medications and like painkillers and fucking like that was I was on like some crazy shit that day. Like I remember I got new meds and I was drinking and it's like, do not take alcohol with these things. And I like plowed, like it was just, and I got through it. Like
I remember when you joined backstage beforehand, I was like, this is going to be a show today.
Pat caught me in New York. I was on a bender too. When I didn't have to work for a day, I started drinking from the morning to the next morning. But try not to do that stuff anymore.
Well,
it does. But
you guys have both worked with Jeff before, as have I, in a newsroom. But the other 9 people on the trip were not prepared for the amount of pacing Jeff does back and forth.
Oh yeah, he walks around nonstop. It used to drive Cam crazy. Cam used to be like, Jeff, just sit in your fucking chair, Jeff. Jeff, sit down. He's always walking around.
I'm as bad as him. The thing is, I'm worse than it. Like we both do it. It's a bad habit. Like I pace and pace and pace. Like people are like, stop. My dad does it too. He just fucking walks around in circles and talks and to himself.
When I'm on the phone, I pace. I can't sit on the phone and chat. I'm always pacing. But Jeff will just like pace and think. You could clearly see something's going on in his head. It is really annoying. I'm not going to lie. But Cam used to, I don't know if you actually remember those, Cam. This is a long time ago now, right? We used to work together almost 15 years ago. But those were, you were very agitated by the pacing from Jeff.
Yeah.
Well, he was doing a thing as well where he was just playing YouTube videos and then he was pacing and just holding it up to his ear the entire time. And then
that's so like, honest to God, that's so bad. Like that's something a 10-year-old kid would do.
Jeff is more insane than Tim.
No,
I will go to bat for this. Yes, we're having this conversation again. Tim has some really bad takes, but Jeff is more of an insane person.
Pizzola is right.
No, I think that you're looking at the definitions wrong. Jeff is crazy. Jeff's a crazy person. Tim is insane. The
definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results, right?
I think we just made that up.
Because I do the same fucking thing every time. Like that's insanity. Like betting on Carolina and giving you guys the same speech every fucking week.
So here's
Right?
what happened. A fan of the show found Tim randomly wandering around the grounds. He was wearing a very bright shirt, so it wasn't hard to pick out Tim. And he came up. He said, thank you for the show. Love the show. He's like, there's one person I wanted to meet all weekend. It was you. And Tim was really happy about it. They shook hands. Very pleasant exchange. They went on their way. He was going to go find the rest of us, but he was with his dad, so he didn't want to leave him there because his dad was a little bit older. And they waited for the shuttle after everyone had cleared out, and they went back to the parking lot to get their car. And guess whose car was stolen, Cam?
Tim's car was stolen?
No, the guy who shook Tim's hands car was stolen.
Oh, the guy show. So yeah, that's the Anderson. That's gotta be kidding me. You're telling me out of all the was it a nice car?
No.
Well, what did he drive?
I don't know what it was.
Well, if he said Rolls Royce or whatever, he's driving a fucking Mazda. If it was a quality car, it's kind of important for the story. Was it like if it was a Bentley? Those cars get stolen.
It's not important to the story at all. It's not important whatsoever. The point
the odds of getting a car stolen at a golf tournament are pretty fucked. Like 0.00000%, right?
I mean, I guess now that I think about it, it probably would be a pretty decent spot to walk around the car lot and see which ones are unlocked and stuff. Like there's so many cars in those lots.
You should see what those Pat knows. Those PGA guys get like Range Rovers and shit too. Like there's a lot of quality automobiles there.
Yeah, we had a Jeep Grand Cherokee for the week. I had never driven one before. It was very nice.
Smooth ride. Yeah, my buddy's got one. Great car.
Yeah, Tim fell asleep in it every day on the way back from the course.
I love Tim. I that's one thing too. Like on a plane, I could fall asleep like that. Like it's a training mechanism. I've had panic attacks where I remember Pat, I flipped out one time. They're like, they stopped the plane almost. I'm like, I can't breathe. Kids started coming back from Vegas. I'm on a bender. I go, please help me. Please help me. Please help me. And they're like, sir, I'm not sure we can fly the plane. And guy goes, I'm a doctor. I go, there's a doctor in the house. This guy goes, come here, sir. Come here. It's like, what's your name? I go, Cameron. He goes, calm down, Cameron. And he sat down. He just literally gave me his Bose headphones. Breathe. And the next thing you know, I'm drooling on the guy's fucking shoulder. I'm like, holy shit, like what happened? He goes, we're in the air. I go, thanks. And he gave me his number and he goes, anytime you need problems, I'm your guy. And we became friends. Like he didn't even give me any like pills. Like he did it like through hypnotism or something. It was quite amazing, Pat. But I hate flying. So now I think of that guy and I try to like go to sleep when I get on like any automobile or moving vehicle. I like to sleep.
Well, at least you don't pretend like you've never fallen asleep on a plane or in a car before, even after you wake up and be like, no, I didn't fall asleep. I don't remember doing that.
I just love the fact that the guy, you're right. That like, you can't even put like that curse is so like, you don't even have to do any more for the rest of your life. One person got their car stolen. It was the guy Anderson met. Like, that's fucked.
Like it is
like,
actually
what is the deal? It's like winning the lottery. It's like, I don't even understand how crazy that is.
I don't like really believe in curses and stuff like that.
Pizzola, you're Italian.
But I know it's actually crazy because most Italians believe in the malocchio, right? The evil. Anyways, I don't. But it's getting to the point now. These can't all be coincidences. Like it's actually insane. It's actually insane. Guys giving out picks on horses and the horse just dies on the track. He's shaking hands with people at a golf course and they go back to their car and their car's stolen. Like people cannot have that bad luck. I don't understand.
It's amazing to me you're still alive and I liked him, but I don't want to be anywhere near this guy now. I got enough fucking problems. If he like hugs me or something, I'm dead. I'll probably die right of a heart attack on the spot. Like just fucking bring out the paddles.
I was actually thinking of Tim yesterday as I drove by McDonald's. I want to say drove by. I went to get McDonald's and Monopoly is back. And
McDonald's sucks. Let me tell you something. Their combos are like $20 now. Like,
yeah, it's not, like, not the best value.
No. Yes. I'm gonna tell you that company has gone down the shitter. The only thing that's good for them is their coffee's all right. Their price point reeks. They don't give you anything. The burgers are smaller. Like they need to up their game. They're weak, man. I used to like that place. Sorry, Tim. Sucks.
But you saw Monopoly was back on. He is abstaining from Monopoly. He told us he's not going to play this year. It's been like 2 days. And I saw Paul sent him a video of him doing a tear. One of our other friends who was on the trip with us, the first thing he did was go to McDonald's and just get stuff to rip Monopoly pieces and win and then show it to Tim. So I feel like he's got like a day left before he cracks.
He'll give in by Friday. I mean, I was looking at the Monopoly prize list for this year. Get how stupid this is, by the way. One of the prizes literally says this. It says $10,000 cash for you to keep or to donate to the Ronald McDonald Charity House or something like that. Why would you put that as a prize? Like you have moral pressure if you win the 10,000 cash to donate it. Like it makes no sense to me. Just put $10,000 cash as the prize on the thing.
Donate on your own. I know what
exactly.
I don't like shaking down at the liquor store too. You want $5 for the hospital? It's like you ask me every time. Like, I'll do it. Know what I do? I'll give to the money outside the guy who needs money, or I'll donate at Christmas to the Salvation Army. Stop shaking me down at the grocery store. $2 to this, $5 to that. I do it on my own terms. I give my fucking money at Christmas. Everybody gets a slice. This guy, the drunk outside the liquor store, the fucking Salvation Army, this charity, War Amps. I do it at season. Rob, you see on those checkout things, $5 to this.
Oh my God.
Like,
what a joke.
I know. I'm just like, stop fucking asking me for money. Okay. I got enough problems. Look at my bets. They suck, especially on this show. Fuck, you're asking me for money. I should ask you for money. Fucking Garrett Weston. The guy fucking owns the world. You're shaking me down for $5.
He lives. Well, he still does live. He lived one street over from me when I lived in Toronto from my condo.
Sure he did. Yeah, and he also probably owns the whole fucking street. He is Monopoly.
Nah, his
neighbor
neighbor.
Go get some pieces from him.
His neighbor was Margaret Atwood. All the Richie Riches live right next to me.
Oh yeah, shit's great. They're those famous Canadian authors, and the bread man who now owns every grocery store in Canada. Oh my God, help us.
So you are taking the Saints with your gold
Damn
pick,
right I
Cam,
am.
and so is Cust. Here's the thing. And Rob, I don't know where you land on this. I think I would be more comfortable betting the 2-1 money line on New Orleans rather than taking the 5, because Kansas City will find a way to win this game by 6.
No, though, because the Chiefs play so many close games, right?
That's it.
That like I like getting points against the Chiefs.
You say that now, but wait until it gets to the end of the game. This is going to end just like that Baltimore game from the opening night, where it's just like, oh yeah, the Saints should have covered 8 separate times, but no, the Chiefs just won by 6.
Maybe I'll buy a point to make it 7.
You should buy a point to make it 6.
Let's not do this conversation again.
It was a shitty joke as usual. But anyway, I wanted to see what you'd say. You said exactly what I thought. Saints, please.
All right, I'm going Minnesota in London -2.5. Rob, I just look at what the Broncos did to Rodgers. No, it's not.
It is a trap.
No. This happened.
The biggest trap.
It was the year right before you and I did the spread pick show together before Jeff was fired from the company. Cam. Jeff and I bet
from where? From your company?
No, when Jeff got fired from fantasy.
Oh yeah,
and he wasn't allowed to do my show anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sorry.
Other things that happened. We worked together a decade ago, but we went through the streak where I made Minnesota my super lock 7 straight weeks, and they covered 7 straight games because they were just wildly undervalued by the market. And listen, maybe Rodgers gets them. Rodgers can still barely move at this point. He's got fluid in his knee. The Jets line can't block. All Minnesota does is blitz in these games. Their offense, look, it's not unstoppable, but it's quite good at this point. And they can run. And they've just played 3 teams in a row that had basically no passing game, and they had to run. We saw opening night what happens where on the opening Monday night game with the Jets when there's both a passing attack and a rushing attack. They can't stop the run, Rob. And I just think Rodgers is out of sync here. If you're going to throw this much pressure at him, he can't move. Despite Tim saying, and this is why the insanity label continues, we did a power rankings on the Sunday night show about he claimed that Rodgers was still a better runner than 75% of all quarterbacks, claiming that Rodgers is a better runner than Jalen Hurts.
This guy's insane.
There was actually a play where Rodgers had to run for like 12 yards last week, and he was basically hobbling. He can't
Rob,
run right now.
I'm and this is no bullshit. I'll beat Aaron Rodgers in a foot race, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
I actually think
you've seen me run. You've seen me run.
Although
I guarantee it. I guarantee it. You've seen me run. I ran like a it did that 40-yard shuffle at the NFL experience. Ask Morency. I fucking like beat him by like I can run. You know that.
I do know that. The one thing about Rodgers, though, is he hams up the injuries. So you never really know what his full potential is. Because if he has the full field to run, he'll ham it up if he's like, they're losing. He kind of makes it seem like it's worse. This is not like some conspiracy. This is like, I watched football for a long time. He really, really makes it seem like he's worse off than he is in a lot of these instances. So you don't really know the full potential of Rodgers right now.
Can I say this? Can I have another take? I think the Jets would do better with Tyrod Taylor under center in this current situation.
Well, Tyrod Taylor has to be the most overrated. Like, think about every time that Tyrod Taylor started in the NFL.
I understand that, but just hear me out. The Jets' line is so weak. The thing is, at least he can elude pressure. Right now, Rodgers with his wooden leg is not helping the situation. Until they get things straightened up, they need a mobile quarterback to escape. He covered numbers as the quarterback of the Giants. They almost beat the Bills outright as double-digit dogs. All I'm saying is this. He is a mobile guy. I'm not saying he's good. I'm not saying whatever. But Aaron Rodgers sucks right now. You watch that Denver game, he can't fucking do jack shit. He's damaged goods. The Jets need to go draft a quarterback like immediately, first round next year. They're not winning with this guy. It's over.
I don't know if it's over for them.
It's over.
I think so much of it is Hackett, honestly. I think he's such a terrible OC.
You're right, Rob.
They should run a no huddle. They should run a hurry up offense. They should use Rodgers to his advantage. Be it like they allow teams to constantly change their pass rushers. Like, why would you do that? Why would you bleed the play clock every single time down to 1 second when you have a guy that's very efficient at getting up to the line of scrimmage and taking it? Like, that's what Rodgers is known for, playing fast, beating defenses when they're out of position. They can't substitute off the field. Like, these are the things he did his whole career. And now you're asking him to, and you could see it on the sideline. He's arguing with him all the time.
And the thing is, they hate each other. Like, he's basically telling the coach, "Go fuck yourself."
It's a clown coaching staff. It's a clown staff.
You're right, Rob.
I don't think Rodgers is great by any stretch of the imagination. I don't, but I also think he is in a position to fail right now.
Nate Hackett is only there to cover for Aaron Rodgers' ineptitude. Do you really think Nate Hackett's the one calling the plays, not Aaron Rodgers? Come on.
I do.
He's not.
I do.
He's not. Rodgers
would not be running the play clock
Rodgers is doing
down.
what he has to run it down because he can barely move. He needs the time to recover in between the plays. Aaron Rodgers is the one who's trying to hard count from the half-yard line to get a free play. Like, come on.
I know. That's the statement.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I think this game should be 4. It's 2.5. So I'm taking Minnesota.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I just kind of worry about this as a trap game, but you know what? Minnesota's been great. All they do is cover numbers. Actually, it's crazy. The McCarthy injury, everyone's like, oh, they got off him. They should have got on him. That was the crazy thing. And Sam Darnold's been, you know what? Great point by all of us. We're all agreeing. See what a smart coaching staff does? They put people in good positions to succeed.
Yes.
O'Connell is the best coach in the league. And now, hey, Pizzola, Are you gonna agree with me, McDaniel, with his fucking vape pen sitting there staring? He's on the shitter staring at that play card still when Tennessee's got the ball.
Guess what, sucks. Cam? You can't turn every shit quarterback into a good one. They suck.
He sucks as a coach. Maybe you should fucking talk to somebody once in a while instead of staring at his fucking paper. Fucking loser.
McDaniel, people forget he came in and he completely turned Tua into a completely different quarterback. They made the playoffs with him. They've built a roster around Tua. They are a speed roster. They can't just hand off the ball and run downhill. They can't do that. If you can't have a quarterback that can throw downfield, that entire team is going to fail. What's a guy going to do? I mean, fine. Like, I get it. He's cocky. People don't like him, but these guys suck. You people watched Snoop Huntley play last week?
Oh, I did.
Guy's fucking a disaster.
Tyreek Hill was open. He threw it 10 yards past him. I'm with you. And we agree. See, we're actually agreeing on some things, but I'm just saying, look at the coaching staff of Minnesota. That's what we agree on. They know how to bring the best out of every player. Look at their strengths, not their weaknesses.
Look at their strengths. They have the one of the best tackle combinations in the entire league. Yep. You know, has the most time to throw in the entire league? Sam Darnold. That's why, like, people are talking about Darnold like he's the MVP. Are you fucking joking me? Like, he's the weak link on their team. He's just so well protected. He has Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson. Like, wait till they get Hawkinson back as well. They have, although Aaron Jones is one of the best running backs in the league, they have the tool. Like, don't get me wrong. Love the coaching staff. KOC is great. Flores, great defensive coordinator. But the position there, like, look at Kirk Cousins now that he's on another team. He sucks. He doesn't have any time to throw the ball. He's useless quarterback. So it's the position for a lot of these guys. We rag on these coaches. We're talking about McDaniel like he's done nothing in the league. He took a shit roster to the playoffs. He almost beat the fucking Bills in the playoffs with Skylar Thompson, for crying out loud. Like,
I'll give him that. I'm just saying, though, after a while, Rob, he doesn't fucking talk to his players. He stares at a sheet. You have to talk. You cannot be an antisocial person as a fucking NFL coach.
I know.
Every game, it's the same.
The best
thing.
NFL coach of all time was an antisocial person.
But he takes it to new levels. I'm saying he doesn't do enough, man. Like, just enough. You have to like the players are looking at him going like, what's the deal, man? Like, anyway, we agree on O'Connell. We agree on things, and we agree a lot. I'm just saying, I don't think the guy, he's just got to stop, just do more, talk to people, do something, figure something out. I get it. They're not a very good football team right now. Tennessee could have won that game by 30 fucking points.
Of course they could have. If Mason Rudolph wasn't there, they would have, and it was an average quarterback in the league, it would have been a blowout. But you don't have your left tackle. First of all, Jalen Ramsey, what a horrible contract that's looking like. That guy can't even run anymore.
I know, he can't move.
They got to turn him to a safety. Kendall Fuller's out. Jalen Phillips gets hurt. They got nothing. They have great skill position players, but you can't do anything with those skill position players if your fucking quarterbacks are a bunch of lemons. Anyways.
Lemons. That's what I am, Rob. That's what the Italians in Woodbridge call me. Cam, he's a lemon. Squeeze.
Kirk Cousins may not have time to throw behind the Atlanta offensive line. However, you don't need him to throw a ton if you use code Mayo at Underdog and get his 0.5 over under total yards available only right now if you sign up with code Mayo at Underdog. So I'd do that if I was you. That sounds like a winning bet, right, Rob? Unlike your gold pick, which I'm assuming is a loser.
Well, let's go. Let's try to go 0 for 5 here. I'm taking the Bengals as my gold pick this
nice
week.
pick. I like the Bengals this week too.
I like this. There's no threes. I'm going at the 2.5, which is the number across the board. I think we've gotten to a point where our perception of these teams is maybe not matching reality. You get Baltimore off of a couple great wins in a row. I mean, people forget the Ravens lost at home to the Raiders, people. Like, they're not like this super juggernaut that's going to beat everyone by margin every single week. The one thing I love about the Bengals is I actually think that both units on both sides of the ball are underrated. So Trey Hendrickson's probably not going to miss this game. They're very likely going to get BJ Hill back on their defensive line. I'm not saying the Bengals have a great defense. They don't. But people are talking about them that they're like the worst defense in the league. They're not. They're better than that. So I think there's a little bit of positivity there. I actually just love Cincinnati's offense right now. Like, forget about the early week. Get the first week of the season, New England, no, Jamar Chase coming back late, no T. Higgins. They struggled out of the gate. Now the offense is starting to hum along again. I'm still concerned about the Ravens secondary, their corner play. It was my issue going into the year. They beat down Dallas and Buffalo. Those teams don't have good wide receiver cores. Like, Dallas has CeeDee Lamb, who's not getting separation this year, by the way. Buffalo doesn't really have a true number one. This is a completely different test, in my opinion. I'm much closer to a pick in this game than I am to the 2.5, 3 right now.
I like the pick, Rob.
Bengals.
I like it a lot.
For almost about 2 decades, the irons were really the only good part of my golf game, unless you include 300-yard drives, which meant hitting it about 150 yards straight and 150 yards with slice into the woods to the right. So I finally went and got lessons, straightened out my swing, and all of a sudden I could drive the ball pretty decently, pretty straight. And then my irons just kind of went wayward with the new compression that I was getting onto the ball. So it was time for me to make a change with my irons. So when I heard about the new PXG Black Ops irons and how they can dramatically improve my game, I had to give them a try. Booked a fitting with the PXG location, brought in my current irons, and took the PXG challenge. The staff was amazing. We worked on my ball flight through TrackMan in order to find the perfect irons and the perfect length and the perfect loft for what my game demands these days. And the new Black Ops irons are incredibly easy to hit, they maximize performance, and they're fun. Oh, and they're only $149.99 a stick. That is a great price for a great golf iron. So take the PXG Irons Challenge. It's It's a ton of fun, and if PXG's new Black Ops irons don't outperform your current irons by delivering either more distance or tighter dispersion, that means better accuracy, during your fitting, you'll get a $250 MasterCards reward card. Hurry, this offer ends October 7th. Book your fitting today at pxg.com. That's pxg.com. Passion, drive, patience. The formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Supercharger, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want. It's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only, exclusions apply. Silver picks. Rob, do you want to lead off on this one since I stole a gold pick from you, which you probably weren't going to take anyway, but it happened last week. I don't want that to happen again.
No. I pumped the brakes here, Pat. I'm going to defend myself. I do a lot of football content out there.
You save all the winning picks for the other shows on the Forward Progress YouTube channel or the Hammer.bet.
Richie Rich over here doesn't hit the alarm clock for $2,000.
I do that, but if we rewind the tape, Pat gave out Bucks as his pick. I talked about how much I love that pick. We have made an arbitrary rule this year to not piggyback off of one.
This rule's gone next year.
However, I prefer when Pat does go before me. That way I can use this as an excuse in weeks where I do poorly. Yes. So my preference would be to go after you, Pat, personally.
All right, I will lead off with the silver picks. I think I'm taking the two chalkiest plays on the board. I took Minnesota. Well, actually, I think everyone I've seen is betting New Orleans +5, so maybe that's the one. But Minnesota -2.5 for gold. I'm taking the Steelers on Sunday Night Football, -2.5 against Dallas. What has Dallas shown us at all? Now Brandon Cooks is going to be out. They can't run. They have one good playmaker on offense. I do think that Pittsburgh's defense is better on grass rather than turf, and they are just going to eat up this offensive line in Dallas. That if they can get to 17 points, I think they cover the 2.5 pretty handily.
Kind of like Dallas.
Why? Why do you like Dallas?
I like Dallas for the spot. I like it for the line. I like the fact that
do you like anything about their team that they could score points
Not really,
or be good?
No, I bet lines. I bet lines. That's what I'm doing. That's who I am, Pat. Nothing in the NFL's logic. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you're a smart guy. That's why the NFL, I'm on the Colts last week. What's the like about the Colts? They're fucking shit. But by happenstance, Joe Flacco comes in the game. I'm like, hey, here we go. By chance, Rudolph comes in the game for Tennessee. Hey, I'm on the right side. Weird shit happens in this league. And I'm telling you, that line has got trouble written all over it. That's all I'm saying. Pittsburgh should murder Dallas, but it's the NFL. Like, do people think Buffalo was going to get fucking rocked by Baltimore? Weird things happen. Like, it's a weird league, man. I just look at numbers. That's all.
No, I understand that, but you can usually make a case for the number if you like the
number. Really can't.
It's not just like, hey, Dallas, that's a weird one. I should take Dallas.
I just think against a running quarterback, like the things that Pittsburgh does on offense, I think Dallas can contain. I don't think Pittsburgh's offense will do shit in that game. That's all I'm going to say.
So I like Pittsburgh in the game, but in the case for Dallas, in my opinion, is an anti-Pittsburgh case where, okay, yes, Dallas is missing these pass rushers. Guess what? The Steelers don't really want to pass the ball. They don't want to stretch the field with Justin Fields. They want to hand it off to Najee Harris. They want to use Fields in the running game, but that's the case, right? For if you're making the case for the Cowboys, it's that the weaknesses that they have, Pittsburgh's not really equipped to exploit them. The problem is that I think over time, they eventually exploit them. I'm not high on I'm a Cowboys fan that is not high on the team. I think that they suck. I would bet them to miss the playoffs right now at even money. I think that's a good price. I think the wheels could completely come off this football team because their O-line is bad. Their defensive line is going to be missing Parsons and Lawrence for a few weeks. Secondary is a major issue. Dak doesn't have time to pass. They still hand the ball off for these fucking 2-yard gains. Doesn't matter who the back is. They benched Elliott for the start of the last 2 games. and went with Rico Dowdle instead. Doesn't make a difference. They can't run the ball. So
Dowdle first touchdown 9-1 was nice though, Pizzola.
that's a good bet. Great bet. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Great
love
bet.
those first touchdown bets.
I love
just,
touchdown, Mark.
You know what it is,
you
too?
get
There's
absolutely
really
rinsed.
no rhyme or reason to them, but we hit them all the time. It's just one of
Yeah.
those things. I'm like, yes. Oh no, by the way, though, I do have an angle, and Rob will agree. Running backs. It's the year of the running back. It used to be the year of the tight end. Take a look at the running backs' percentages of first touchdowns in games. They'll fucking blow your mind. It's almost every one.
Can we bet
It's been pretty high. There's a lot of chalky first touchdowns.
Yeah,
this
you're
year.
right. But
Yeah.
still, Rob, it pays, right?
Yep.
The bet wins.
Can we bet no touchdowns in this game? Pittsburgh just wins 9-3.
Actually, I kind of like that bet. Yeah. 12-9, 9-6. Maybe a safety in there. Fucking
Guys,
11-9.
If Dallas's D gives up no touchdowns without DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons in the lineup, Cam, I will take you out to a steak dinner at whatever place you want.
Intern, are we recording?
It's done. It's a deal. I don't flake on bets. I'm telling you right now, if there's no
Sorry, repeat that.
if the
You were
Steelers
taking me
don't
where?
score a touchdown in the game,
Yes.
you pick the steakhouse. I'll take you out there next week for a dinner of your choice.
It's very nice. You don't have to do it next week. We'll pick a date on the calendar where I'm real hungry. Can I have oysters too? I love oysters.
We'll order a bottle of wine with it. We'll do the whole
nice Malbec for Dan diabetes. Actually, both of us have diabetes.
There you
Type
go.
1 and type 2. It's a diabetic dinner. DD. Let's go. I know where we're going to go to. We're going to go to fucking Zorro's by the airport. Have you been to that place?
I love Zorro's. I love.
Dude, those
it's like
guys
you
do
went
the
back in
salad at
time.
Oh yes,
when
it's
you
like
went
a
there.
blood. It's like going to a rich Italian's lair where they treat you great. Actually, I know the guys there. Like they used to watch our stupid show, Pizzola. They used to watch the score. And go, hey, it's a crazy redheaded guy. I came with my girlfriend. Great service. Fucking A, man. I love that place. I wish they sponsored the show. God, it's good.
Go
Best steakhouse going.
once there's no touchdowns in this game and Rob takes you to Zorro's or whatever it is, you get them in here. They can sponsor the show. You talk to them.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a
They
crazy
got money,
redhead.
these guys. Yeah,
Use
they're
your
good
charm.
guys. They're good guys. Oh God, no touchdowns, please. That'd be amazing. Oh yeah.
Is that actually like Rob? Would you go to that too? Like that's the steakhouse that you, if someone was paying,
Yes.
that's the steakhouse
No.
you would pick.
Come on, Rob. It's got to be top two.
Oh no.
the
So
area.
Zorro's is great. I've been many times. I would personally pick Jacobs in Toronto.
Okay.
That's
that
my
would be my
spot.
second choice.
I also like Harbor 60 as well.
See, I don't-
Those would be the.
You know what?
I've
Harbor
had
60's a
I've
little
had
bit
bad
too Richie
no
for me.
I've had bad experiences. I feel like Harbor 60 is for people who want to pretend that they're rich and don't know what good
Good
food
call.
is.
You know what, Mayo? That's the best gold pick we've ever had on the show. A lot of phonies at Harbor 60 and tough guys. Hey, look at me. I'm rich.
Like, 'cause
I
you-
went to the Raptor game. Ooh,
yeah,
good
that's
seats.
exactly what it is.
Shut
It's like
up.
people who watch sports at real sports.
Good call, Pat. And another thing
Yeah.
about Zorro's is it's old school. Guys who are old with the salad at the table. It feels like a mafioso, but
It does.
a friendly mafioso restaurant. And they treat their guests with respect and dignity. Not phony. You know what? I've never met a phony in that place. Real people.
Just go to Barbarians.
Real.
You can see the guy on Murdoch Mysteries.
Actually,
there, like I
Barbarians
did.
is wicked too.
Mhm.
That Barbarians.
There's a lot of
should
good
have-
options. There's
Yeah,
a lot of good options.
Harbor
Yeah.
60 would not even be on my fucking top 10 list. Sorry.
I disagree strongly on Harbor 60. I've been probably
the
a
food's
dozen
great,
times
but
and I've
Pat's
never
right
had
about
an
the
issue.
client. No, but
Yeah.
Pat is right about the clientele.
Oh, the clientele's very different.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a downtown core
Yeah. It's
clientele.
snobs.
It's a lot of Bay
Snobs.
Street. Yeah.
Bay Street bootlickers.
You're
is what he used to
you're
say.
wearing a jacket when you go, like a blazer
Yeah.
when you go in, right?
Hey,
Everyone.
hey, Pat, bunch of Bay Street bootlickers at Harbor 60. Great food, though.
I mean, they probably give out cocaine in the bathroom to all these Bay Street people.
I'll
but-
know it. Then we should go to Harbor 60. Just the thoughts. Yeah. It's just jokes.
It's just
on
a
the
joke.
show.
It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
Rob, how old's your turtle, by the way?
Tortellini, tortoise, not a turtle. There's a difference between the two. He would be pushing 12 years now. And
I got a question. How long do they How long do they live for?
He will live 40 to 50 years. However, I should announce, this is like a formal announcement. I will be getting rid of Tortellini. Actually,
Can I take him?
If you really want to care for him, we could talk. This
Okay.
needs to happen ASAP because I'm staging my house this week.
How much do they eat, and how much does it cost? Because I really like. I love turtles.
Okay, this isn't going to be. It's going to be a lot of work, but
Okay,
he's going to cost you $5 to $7 a week in lettuce or fruit.
They're gonna say like $500 a month. Okay.
No, it's not that. But
Oh.
you got to cut up the lettuce. He's got a varied diet. You got to
Okay,
put
we'll
calcium in
talk
it.
after the show because I really need a pet, and I'm thinking a dog or a cat might be too much. A turtle's more my speed, but we'll talk about it after the Steelers get no touchdowns and go to the steakhouse. We can talk about a lot of things over steak.
Well, you guys can talk about your silver picks, and so I haven't got one right so far, so Dallas is probably the side on this one. But Rob, where are you going with your silver pick?
Okay, I'm doing a little bit of line shopping here because I do want to get there's a 2.5 out there. I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars minus 2.5.
Where? He's got all my same picks. Unreal.
FanDuel.
Actually, no, he's right. I found it on FanDuel, Pat.
It's on FanDuel right now.
I'm looking at it right now. It's 2.5.
Okay.
He's telling the truth.
So I listen. I'm not going to lie to people out there. This is just the fade of the Colts more than anything. I didn't have a horse in the Steelers Colts race last week, but I watched a lot of the game. I am vehemently convinced that the Steelers would have won that game if not for some absolute horse. The Pickens fumble was, I don't even know how that stayed in bounds for one. But also there was like this Minka Fitzpatrick roughing penalty. That was a catastrophe. I think the Colts are really overrated in market right now. I want to try to dodge Flacco, honestly, and it looks like Richardson is going towards starting.
Yeah. Don't hate me, Pat. Don't hate me. I'm calling an audible right now. I have the same picks as Rob, and I'm not going to fucking change them.
You don't have to.
But I'm going to turn this into a cat theme. I want all cats again, just like the old days. I want Carolina, Jacksonville, and Cincinnati as my picks.
You already picked New Orleans.
Yeah, you picked
I want
the
them
Saints.
gone. I want them fucking out the door. I want a whole theme. Can I do that or no?
Sure. Do what you want, Cam. Who do you want to designate as your gold then?
I want Cincinnati gold, Jacksonville silver, and Carolina bronze. Cam's Cats are back. And New Orleans is my
the bonus pick.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a bonus pick.
Yeah, the steakhouse pick. It's the Zorro special. Sorry, I just changed the whole show. I hope it's good for
you
content.
started this show today by saying you weren't going to change your picks.
I lied.
And you changed
I
your
lied.
picks on the show.
But I really okay, Rob, can I tell you the truth? I know I'm a jackass, but I really had cat theme written down after, like I had Saints and then cat theme. And now since you've gone that way, I have to do it now. I think every cat covers this week.
I think
every single fucking one.
We need to get Cam as a part of like the cool cats or something like that, so we can get the graphics person on that one.
Well, cool.
Well, for the thumbnail for this show, we have Rob as JD Vance and Cam as Tim Walls.
Oh no!
Oh, dude, Trump's guy schooled Walls is like the I got to be honest with you. Trump's guy was quite measured. He shocked me. Like he was very. It was man, he did well. I got to give the guy credit.
Trump guy
knocked it out of the park.
Cam's love for cats goes back a long way. I vividly remember I booked him an interview once. I want to say it was with Ben Lieber, who used to be a linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings.
I like Ben Lieber.
And Cam noticed that he went to Kansas State.
Yeah, Wildcats.
And he asked Ben Lieber on the show, truly asked him, did the Kansas State Wildcats steal their logo from Thundercats?
He actually loved the question.
He was dying of laughter. Ben Lieber.
Actually, yeah, I'm like, no, because Thundercats and Kansas State have the same, like almost identical logos. Like what? I think Kansas State came before Thundercats, though. Thundercats was a show in the 80s, a cartoon.
So
anyway, I like cats.
I don't know. I don't know what came first, but it was a very odd question to ask to a football linebacker who was coming on the show to talk
Rob,
about.
I'm an idiot. I told you, like I'm an idiot.
Can I ask you a question? Did the Kansas State Wildcats steal their logo from Thundercats? There's a long pause.
He lost it.
And an eruption of laughter afterwards.
I thought it was a good clip. Anyway,
Cam was going viral before viral was a thing.
We ruin your show every week, but I had to do it now. Like I'm saying, this is just line up because Pizzola, I love Jacksonville and Cincinnati too, and Saints and Carolina were my other picks. So I'm just going to push the Saints aside and put Carolina in the cat hole, in the litter. No, sorry, in the litter box.
Okay,
litter box.
So the bronze picks are anchored by Cam's Cats with Carolina at +4. Rob, you can go first on this one.
Thank you.
Hey, I almost want to play like one of Cam's games where I just throw something out there. And
isn't this fun for the show? Like it's good. People are we just keep them guessing and their heads are spinning and Tim's killing people and getting their cars stolen. It's what's supposed to be fun.
Okay. I don't. I don't love anything here for bronze, but I'm going to go with the Packers as my bronze.
Shit.
I'm going to take Packers minus.
I should have went first.
See how it's happening? Everybody, you guys are liking to say it's. I see. It's just. I love this. Is too much, man.
Yeah, I think it's a good bounce back for Green Bay. They caught like a fucking powerhouse in the Vikings last week. You don't want to go up against that team right now, especially on your first game back from injury. As the game went on, Jordan Love got better. The Rams defense is really bad. Like Stafford is great. I hate betting against Stafford. He makes so many throws a game where when you bet against him, you're like, how did he do that? But he's operating with nothing. They bog down in the red zone because they don't have the red zone targets anymore. And the defense is so bad. Like they give up tons of explosive plays. They made Chicago's offense look very functional last week. I think it's a little bit of a short price here with Green Bay. So I'm going to take the Packers on the road.
The Rams right now, the 31st ranked defense per DVOA, Cam.
Here's the thing. I said at the start of the year, I say a lot of dumb things, but Rob's right. The Rams aren't that bad, but their injuries are just too much. And they don't have that big, tall receiver. Like it's tough for them. Like that's why the Bears last week, it's just, they can only do so much and they just set up teams in good positions. And over time, over 4 quarters of football, you're not going to cover many spreads like that, especially with a low number. Like if they were getting like 6 or 7, sure, you can kind of play, they can maybe hang around, but this could be a bad spot. Like the Packers are going to be pretty angry after that almost incredible comeback against the Vikings, I would think.
And on top of that, like the thing with the Bears going into last week, you guys know how bad their running game looked this season. Like it was terrible. They finally could even run the ball in that game. The Rams can't defend anything right now. They're just a disaster all across the board. And listen, McVay's a great coach, but so is LaFleur on the other side of things. So I don't feel like the Rams have some huge coaching edge in this game or anything either. Also, last thing on this game, there's going to be more Packers fans at this game than there's going to be Rams fans. The Packers fans travel well. There's not much of a home field advantage at SoFi. So I think there's a lot of things favoring Green Bay this week.
So I was going to select the Packers -3 as my bronze. So I will move off that.
See what you did though, Pat? See, this is the whole problem with you and Rob's agreement. You're going off things that you like. It sucks. At least I'm keeping things with a theme. It might be stupid, but
well, the thing is, we cover more games this way.
Yes.
That way, at the end of the show, Cam, you don't have to ask us individually about every other game on the board,
which I'll do anyway. But you guys are correct. That is actual facts.
So I like your Carolina pick, Cam. I like them +4 against the Bears.
Thank you.
The Bears to win by more than 4 is, they did it last week. It can happen. It just seems like a tall task.
It's actually down to 3.5 in a lot of spots, Patrick.
Well, you probably don't want that.
No, I don't. I don't want to.
Do you want the 3.5? Do you want a 3.5? I can give you a 3.5. It's out there, apparently, according to you.
You can give me a lot of things. A steak dinner if the Pittsburgh Steelers don't score a touchdown, but no, stick with 4, please.
I'm going to take Washington -3 against Cleveland.
Oh,
okay.
Dude.
So
okay,
I know most people are going to look at this. I mean, I know Cam is going to look at this and be like, that's a trap
I'm actually
line.
not.
That's a trap line.
I, no.
The Commanders, and it's funny because Cust made this point when we were doing the spread show. He's like, if you play this game a month from now, it's probably Commanders by 10.
It could be. And listen, this was the other one that I was considering, Pat. It was going to be Commanders or it was going to be Packers for me. People get fascinated and stuck on these stupid look-ahead lines. I'm going to tell you something about the look-ahead line in the NFL. Yes, you can bet a week in advance. You can't bet anything on these games. People just say to themselves, oh, well, the look-ahead line was 1.5 Cleveland in this game. It stung. It's flipped now to this other side. There's value. There's new data points. We have 2 additional new data points. One is that Washington's offense is still amazing. The other data point is that Cleveland still sucks. Like, what are we doing here? Listen, I get it. The Commanders have a bad defense, but the Browns O-line is terrible. They can't move the ball on anybody.
Have you seen some of these look-ahead lines in college, like 14-point swings and shit with Michigan? It's like after a while, it's like, dude, they're look-ahead lines for a reason.
Exactly.
Things fucking change.
Things change.
We actually agree. Me and Rob, it's interesting. We come to the same point from different methods. So here's the thing, Pat. You look at it and go, this could be Trap City, but Deshaun Watson stealing money. Cleveland's a shit. They're a fucking train wreck, this team. Yeah. Like they can't beat the Raiders. And Washington, on the other hand, could win this division the way they're playing. If their defense gets better all the time and Daniels still improves, like, no offense, Philadelphia are a bunch of quitters. Dallas isn't that good, and Washington, to me, is the scariest team.
Oh, I completely disagree. I think that right now Philly is looking like a juicy NFC Championship winner, Super Bowl winner. They have had
What?
nothing but injuries and yet can
Yeah.
keep winning.
They're going to get Philly's going to
suck.
get right.
They're going to
Philly's
get
gonna
healthy.
right.
They're going to get their O-line
They're gonna
back.
get healthy.
They're going to get their
Yeah.
receivers back. Like, they're going to
Exactly.
be fine.
Sirianni's a
But
clown.
Washington is here's what we know about the NFL. Like,
Okay.
offense is very predictable and consistent. If you have a great offense, you will compete, even if you have a terrible defense. You go back years, if you have an elite offense, you're always going to compete. So many people are just stuck on these priors for this game. And listen, this is not to say anything can happen in the NFL, but like I heard something this week, which was like, well, if you bet this game in week 1, Cleveland would have been a 3.5 point favorite on the road. Guess what? It's not week 1. We've learned so much since week 1. The same thing's coming up in the Jets Minnesota game. There's other games this week as well where people are like, well, if you bet this game, who cares? Like I want to bet on the team that I think has a great offense. And Washington, sure, you can tell me they've played nobody. They've played nobody's on defense. I also think Cleveland's defense is way overrated.
So
really overrated.
It's not even overrated. They're the 20th ranked defense. Like, they're not good.
I know. And they've played like the Giants, the
Raiders,
Jacksonville, they played the Raiders. Like, it's not like they've played go back to last year. Go look at Cleveland's games last year and look at half the quarterbacks that they played last season when everyone's talking about how amazing this defense is. They played all of these fucking bums last year. Backups. They had Clayton Tune. They had Kenny Pickett twice. Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, who played for the Jets late in the year whenever Trevor Siemian. It was Siemian. Like, they built up this track record against very, very bad quarterbacks. I'm not saying Cleveland's a terrible defense. They're above that, but like pump the brakes on like, oh, it's the vaunted Browns defense like that. I need to be scared about them. Washington's moving the ball on everyone. It's a consistent offense.
It's that commercial with John Lovitz. Browns.
I have a friend who got very upset
behind the curtains.
My friend got very upset about that commercial in week 3 when he bet the Browns to win, as did I.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because I see that commercial with Brown. Hey, Gary, it's the Browns. Listen to your inner voice. It's like, yeah, I love John Lovitz. Fuck, that guy makes me laugh. But but the Browns, he's on the wrong team. They should change the team for that commercial. He needs to do another one.
So even if the Browns defense shows up a little bit more than they have all season long, and as Rob pointed out, they've looked pretty lackluster against some pretty bad offenses through 4 weeks. They have the worst ranked offense. I mean, it's not hard to see. I thought Watson was better than week 1 was the nadir of how bad he was, but it's not like he's gotten exponentially better since then. It's just, if you're an F,
there's been some bad luck, bad.
But I mean, there's only so many times you can hit Amari Cooper in the hands and he pops it up. It happens every week.
Right. And they had a really long touchdown call back last week.
That was a bullshit call.
Yeah. So listen, there's a few things, but what's Cleveland's ceiling as an offense? Like they're going to be probably missing their tackles again this week. Their center got hurt last week. Their right guard's on IR. That was the strength of Cleveland for years. It didn't matter who you put there as quarterback. They had Nick Chubb. They could hand the ball off. Their quarterback could do enough. They don't have that anymore. They don't have that the offensive line to make up for the bad quarterback play. So I'm with you, Pat. Like I mean, it seems like so square because it's like, oh, you're just reacting to what you saw last week, but it's not what we saw last week. It's what we've seen all season.
Think about this, Cam. Browns have played 4 games. They have the worst ranked offense. They have played Jacksonville, who has the worst ranked defense in the league. They played Dallas, who has the 27th ranked defense in the league. Who they play last week? Vegas, who has the 25th defense in the league. And they played the Giants, I believe. Yeah, they played the Giants, right? So let's see. Where are the Giants ranked?
We'll know one thing after this game, guys.
And the Giants are 21st. They played a bottom 10 defense in every game, and they have the worst offense. So what's the difference between Washington and those teams defensively?
Oh, I'm with you. Like, it's just one of these things. It's just one of those people are going to play Cleveland because Washington's hot, trap line, whatever. We'll learn a lot after this game, I think. It's just it's interesting. Like, and I look for weird lines and stuff, but I don't feel very confident backing the Browns. Like, I'd rather back some other shit teams, to be honest with you.
Agreed. Agree with you.
I'm not betting this one. I'm staying away from it. But
we stayed with Tennessee last week, and I should have smashed that game for more. Like, I loved them against Miami. Like, it was a bad matchup for Miami with a backup quarterback, even with Levis and stuff. But the Cleveland Browns are just, I don't even know what to say anymore. Like it's
Well,
just
well,
it's a train wreck.
look at, we've talked about the game a little bit, but I think we all kind of lean Carolina. I'd much rather back Carolina because Dalton is fine. He can move the ball. They have an offensive line. Like, okay, yeah, their defense is going to give up a bunch of stuff, but I feel like they're always going to be somewhat live in a game, even if it's backdoor. I don't feel like that with Cleveland. Like, I think if Cleveland goes down 10-0 in a game, I want, like, that's it. I feel like I'm toast in that. They were up 10-0 last week on the Raiders and they blew it.
They did.
You know, it's I just don't. I think people have been way too slow to downgrade the Browns, in my opinion.
And we somehow, despite having the most exciting player in football, a rookie, I don't think that people have quite caught up to how good this Washington offense actually is.
It's crazy.
It's amazing.
Man. It's crazy. They've punted one time in 3 weeks.
Scary Terry's awesome. He's always been underrated. The quarterback Daniels was a beast in college. He's living in the NFL. The guy can move. The thing that's shocking, Pat, is actually how, and Robbie, you guys know the guy could throw. Like he's hitting guys in stride. Like I look at some other quarterbacks. I'm like, that's why I bet him rookie of the year. Like his accuracy is way better than Caleb Williams. It's not even fucking comparable. Like it's just this kid's special, man. Like,
I never thought I would say it, but Cliff Kingsbury, good hire. By Washington.
I'm happy.
I agree.
You know Cliff Kingsbury's a good guy. He needed to get away from Arizona. It's bad spot as a coach, but good coordinator.
Who is Washington's or not Chicago's offensive coordinator? Because I feel like they're doing Caleb Williams
Shane Waldron. Yeah. He's a complete idiot.
That's why we're on the Cats this week.
Just look at Washington. You don't have to run the same scheme as him, but like, hey, they're creating time for Jaden Daniels to make decisions and create positive plays. It feels like Chicago does the opposite for Caleb Williams.
You're right.
I mean, like when you watch Caleb Williams and you see that he struggles to throw downfield, he's inaccurate downfield. Don't draw up more plays where guys are running verticals all the time and he's going to throw downfield. The thing I didn't like when first week of the season, Washington lost to Tampa, and I didn't like that.
Week.
Yeah. Was it second week?
Yeah, first week the Bears won, scoring 3 defensive touchdowns.
Yeah, the Tennessee, remember?
Tennessee.
Sorry. First week, Washington lost to Tampa.
Oh, yes.
That is correct. You are correct.
And the thing I didn't like about the offense was there was nothing vertical. Everything was underneath. You look at the average depth of target for Jaden Daniels in that game, it was like the line of scrimmage. They were throwing, everything was east-west. But as time's gone on, they've been able to stretch the defense a little bit more. And he looks comfortable, right?
He does.
You watch the games. If you didn't know anything about football, there's no way in hell you would watch football games and be like, this guy's a rookie quarterback. Does not look like a rookie.
Washington really figured it out. If they get their defense tightened up, scary.
Yeah, well, their offensive line's really good. I don't think that anyone expected that they are, or at least they're scheming to give him enough time to stand there and make a decision.
Well, but it's also the Saints. I didn't see their offensive line.
But the Saints have done the opposite of what Rob just pointed to, that in week 1, it was all east-west for Washington, and now it's a bit more north-south, and you add the running in. The Saints have gone the other way. They were a vertical offense for the first 2 weeks, and now they just throw everything at the line of scrimmage.
Because they lost 2 offensive linemen, and they already didn't come in with it. So they lost their center and their right guard, and they already didn't come in with a great O-line. It's hard for it to hold up over time. Like, the thing with Washington is that they have figured out a way to get the ball out of Daniels' hands quickly. So it mitigates some of the impact of, in previous years of the O-line not being. Remember how many sacks Sam Howell took last year? Do you guys remember Sam Howell? He took
Seattle's
like a million sacks because they couldn't get the ball out of his hands. They figured this out now, and there's an added weapon of, hey, if I don't have anyone open, I can run. I can pick up 3-4 yards. Those matter rather than taking a 2-yard loss or a sack or something like that. So, I don't know. Maybe like now I'm going to look like an idiot and Cleveland's going to win this game. But I feel Washington's offense is very sustainable going forwards.
Cam told me before the show, Rob, funny you mention it, that the Seahawks would actually be undefeated if they were starting Sam Howell because he's so good.
Is that what you said, Cam?
I would never say that. I love Gino. Gino's my guy.
You loved Drew Lock last year. You wanted to sit Gino.
I got no problem with Drew Lock. Yeah, I know. No, Patrick, you're right. You could put the cuffs on me. That was that. I love Geno Smith is playing great football right now.
He is.
He is running for his fucking life, and he's playing great. He's hitting guys in stride. Him and Metcalf. I made a dumb statement. The Drew Lock statement was horrible. I was wrong. I admit that backup quarterback statement, Rob. Hit record. I'm a fucking idiot for that statement. Geno Smith is a good quarterback. Imagine this guy had an offensive line. How good he'd be. He's running for his fucking life, and he's making plays.
Gino's got a serious arm strength. He can throw downfield. Gino looks good, man.
Hey, Seattle's offense in that game versus Detroit. Hey, man, I'll tell you, Detroit, like the Seattle was like fucking carving them up. Walker's an absolute beast when he's
Let's
healthy.
be real, Cam. Let's be real here. If DK Metcalf did not fumble, that
refs hate that guy. You never notice you can't get a fucking call when he's getting
forget about the calls.
He yells at him. Okay.
The call. Listen, you're. It's prime time in Detroit. Crowd's going to be rocking. Yeah. You know you're up against it. That's just part of the game. But that was it. It was just that one fumble from DK where he'd like bowled like 4 people over and he kept trying to pick up yards. That changed the entire game. Seattle's offense moved the ball at will the entire game against the Detroit defense.
I think Detroit should be concerned with that defense. If Seattle did that to you, that's a problem. Yeah. Just saying.
Let's build a teaser and try to win one for once.
Oh God, this fuck! I was going to hope we could stop doing this segment.
Do you want to tease? Do you want to tease the Dolphins up to 7, Cam? Is that what you want to do?
I don't want any part of that fucking game, Pat. How's that sound? I want a steak from Rob. That's what I want. Nothing to do with New England, Miami.
I have no lean on that one, Rob. Do you?
How about Seattle to a pick 'em against the Giants or the other way? Because that game's going to middle with 13.
I know what leg I want. Well,
you want Giants?
No, it depends on where we're. No, I can't do that. I think I want to tease
Seattle down,
the Texans up
to 7.
Hold on. What are they? What Texans? Who are they playing?
The Bills. Yeah. I just don't feel like the Texans. Like
it's 1.5 now, so you get them at 7.5 on a 6-pointer.
We got for teasers. I think we got to go with like the consensus line.
I have no problem. I think the Bills win the game maybe by 3. It's going to be a very tight game. Nobody's going to run away with it.
I'm shocked. I mean, you guys both picked the Bengals as your gold pick. You don't want to tease them up to 8.5.
But there's a lot of blowout potential there.
Teaser and everything else. Like we got to spread our shit around.
I'll start. How about this? I'll tease New Orleans up to 11.5.
Thank you. And now since I changed the whole show with my bullshit cat stuff, we still have a Saints pick. Excellent.
I like it. Yeah, you guys got to make picks.
Okay, I'll make a pick. Give me Seattle as a pick 'em against the Giants.
Okay.
What do you think, Rob? Or would you go the other way with the G-men to 13? Because that game's going to be close.
You can go with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with either one. I don't ever want to take the Giants to keep the game close. Like the Giants have many scenarios where they get blown up. I'm not saying they can't win.
Give me Seattle as a pick 'em, even though I might bet the Giants plus 6.5. I don't know what I'm doing. Fuck. Seattle pick.
Okay.
Thanks.
Seattle pick. Rob.
This is tough. I feel a lot of pressure on this one.
You get the Niners down to 1.
I like them. Stick with Houston. I got no problem with it. It's going to be a close game with Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to go with my gut, and I'll take Houston up to 7. Yes.
Yeah. Don't let us change your opinion.
So
Houston low key might suck, but it's okay. I'm fine with that. They can play garbage time football if they need to and come within that number.
New Orleans 11.5. Seattle pick'em. Houston plus 7 for the 6-point teaser for week number 5. Currently 0-3 with teasers. The best week we did was the week we forgot to do one in week 1.
Oh my God, we're shit. We're that bad? Holy fuck. Anyway, what? No way. We haven't won one time?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. I got nothing to really, maybe we shouldn't be doing them anymore.
Really that's what you do? Should I give up silver picks, Rob give up gold picks, and you give up bronze picks?
Give up
just because we can't
you're
win
right,
them?
Pat. Nobody likes a quitter. Let's just keep on losing.
That's what
we're the bad news bears.
That's it.
We're fucking losers.
As long as you're betting responsibly, that's it. You know,
that'll do it. On the Pat Mayo Experience. Thanks for bearing with us from Montreal last week. By the way, I'm glad that actually worked out. I was wearing like these big headphones, and it was hard to hear myself, and it was tough doing remote guests from that location.
That seemed okay. Honestly, you handled it like a pro.
Another reason I couldn't go, like you couldn't promise me studio quality. I would have been fucking my regular job. They would have fucking gone.
Oh, the studio quality was top notch, as it turned out. It looked better than this.
Oh, okay. Anyway, we all sound pretty crystal clear here, but
we weren't doing it from here.
No, we weren't. That's very true.
And I think your audio might have been better, honestly, there than it is right now, Cam. Yeah, this lav mic doesn't do it for me. I know that they want a clean shot with you. You should just have a big microphone.
Sure mic, man. Sure mic is the way to go.
Or
I think I got the same one as Pat.
Or a Rode mic.
Great.
Rode mics are really nice too.
And a Sennheiser or whatever is pretty good too, right? They're both good.
Yeah, I just don't find
that lav mic sucks.
I don't find that lav mics are good for like this sort of setup.
The problem with me in the lab, Mike, is I like to have things in front of me and my computer's in, so I'd have to put it like my computer way back there and put it right here. I feel very comfortable just being able to move around and do it. But
You don't think I can move around? I'm moving around right now.
yeah, you can,
my
Pat,
mic?
but it's a different setup. Like I got to get one of those cranes on the side of the desk. Like this desk's a piece of shit. Like I'm not a carpenter, man.
Like a
Like I
crane?
just want to clip it on. Like that's
Oh, I
kinda
see
like
what you're
crane?
saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a crane. I got the crane.
yeah,
This
the
is
crane. Look at Rob. He's
crane.
got a crane. See, once you got a crane, you're fucking golden. Like that. I don't have to put it in front of the computer and go, oh, I can't
Yeah.
see. Bring out my magnifying glass or that.
When I'm done the
fucking thing
show,
that
I just
Paul
lift it
Lozano
up in the
uses.
air. I just straighten it up in the air and it's good
You
to
know
go.
those globe things that people look where the letters get bigger? It's like a magnifying glass, but it looks cool. It's
That's
a fucking
interesting,
rock.
Rob. You straighten up after the show? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Smash the like, please. We're almost at 50,000 subs on YouTube, so please hit us up over there at Mayo Media Network as well. Rate and review the podcast and use code Mayo at Underdog to get that Kirk Cousins first-time player bonus and a bonus on your deposit of up to $1,000. All right, I'm Pat Mayo. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Content for everyone. Just like we're like that. I'm like that fucking band that just can't help playing the hits.
Hey, we're the
Just
fish.
keep on coming
of,
back. People are like, we're sick of that fucking song. Okay, well, I'm gonna play it again.
and we'll play
Yeah.
it for 4 straight
Back in.
hours.
Yeah, that's what Fish, that's a whole other story.
Well, I saw.
Basically their band is one song
Well, they
over fucking 5
I saw them at
days.
Bonnaroo. When I was at Bonnaroo, they were there. I'd never heard of them before. And I was like, what the fuck is this garbage? And these fucking
Yeah.
losers who follow them around is just, it's mind boggling.
It is like Grateful Dead. Like I'm not a Deadhead or whatever, but like they're much better than Fish. But anyway, I think both of them are kind of overrated, to be honest with you. I don't even want to get into it, but
Mhm.
people kill me.
I've
Fish
heard
fans are
Grateful Dead
fucking
at
nuts.
the Sphere though has been like a really, really good show.
Oh no, if you're on fucking great drugs for sure. Like I bet it's a great experience, mind blowing. Wouldn't you think?
Oh, yeah. Well, guys,
Oh, yeah.
talk to you next week.
Drugs back then were a lot cleaner. Yep. Have a good one, guys.
All right, guys.
Rob, no, I'm dead serious, but like I wish I could take care of your turtle, but I
You're out
want
on,
to. Like,
you're out on the turtle?
I just don't know if I want to be good to him. I just need enough time. Like
It's work. I'm going to tell you right now, it's work. You got to feed him every day. Got to make sure his water is clean. You got it's.
How many
work.
hours a day does the turtle endure with your life? I'm like is it over an hour or two?
What do you mean?
Like
Endure.
to make him happy and stuff. Like
Oh,
how
no,
much work do you-
10 minutes a day.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't sound as hard as you're making it out to be, but okay. Anyway, we'll talk.
Okay.
Okay. And I like the fact that they don't die. They live like 40, 50 years. So you're dead before the turtle.
You're going to
which
have
is
to
a real
deed it in your
bonus.
will.
Yeah, I will.
I mean, it's up. If you're really serious,
How
I
much
can make
is the
this
tank? Or are you going to give me the tank too? Like, do I have to buy supplies?
it's not. This is not a. This is like a 2x4, 2 foot, maybe longer, 3 foot, but it's big. It's gonna take up space.
Show us the tank, Rob.
Yeah. I got to be honest with you. Space is one thing I don't fucking have.
Yeah, I got it.
There's a problem.
He needs space.
Okay, well, yeah, fuck. I really want a third. I need a pet.
How about
Plants
a
aren't
hamster?
cutting
I had
it.
a hamster when I was a kid.
Yeah, hamsters. It's not real.
It's like a
for
kid
That's
pet.
for fucking kindergarten. Like,
Well-
how's your hamster? I'm a grown fucking man, Pat.
Turtles
have
for a
at
man,
least
hamsters
turtle,
for a
cat.
kid.
Yeah, I think a
Yeah.
turtle's a little bit. A tortoise, by the way, is a
A
little
rabbit's
bit.
more for a kid, and Italians will shoot it and eat it and cook it. Rob out a rabbit. They love rabbit.
You need a snake,
You're
man. That's what
Portuguese.
it sounds like. You need a snake.
So I hate fucking snakes.
I hate snakes.
And
too.
iguanas. They don't even get me close. But the hot rocks. No, my luck. Fucking the
You know
hot
what
rocks
you
will
need,
blow up
Cam?
and fucking ruin my house. What?
You need a
a
parrot.
scorpion?
You need a parrot.
Yeah. You know what?
No. I had 2 African gray parrots. You do not want a parrot. You do not ever want a parrot. I'll tell you right now.
Stepping up and in.
They learn the
Nothing,
fucking
nothing,
worst
nothing,
noises in your. If your cupboard creaks when you open it, it will learn that. When you're
Oh, I
fucking.
love it. Oh,
No,
Rob.
you
I
don't.
told my mom told me when I was a kid because I was such a little fucking psycho. She goes, the only thing that would shut me up was the neighbor's canary. Because I just stare at it and go, hey, I like this bird, like birds and cats.
The tortoise is very like cathartic. You pet him, you feel better. But you feed him lettuce, you feel good. I can't
I want to feel
describe it.
good.
Yeah,
but I don't have enough room. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
it's the room. You need room. You need room.
Well, maybe we'll parlay all these picks together, and then you'll have enough room, Cam.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gonna be gone this weekend. So
Yeah, he's gone. Rob's going to find a real owner.
I got to find a spot for him.
Rob's
Yeah.
gonna old yeller him. It sounds like bring him out back.
I will not.
Rob,
old
what are
yeller
you
him.
doing? Like, why can't you keep him? Like, what the fuck? He's your turtle, man.
I'm moving to another place. First of all, I don't know where to put him in between when we're like staging our house and stuff like that because he takes up so much space, makes this room look small. And I don't want to keep him going forwards. I don't like. He doesn't have a good spot in my new house. There's nowhere to really put him.
Hold on. You're doing an old yeller on it.
I'm not doing an old yeller. He's gonna be just fine. He's gonna go to like
Yeah, you
Reptilia
better
or
find
something like that.
I know. I like. Yeah, you say, but it's hard. Like you're getting rid of a friend. It's kind of weird. Like that's tough for me. I don't think I can. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I can give away a pet.
I know it is. It is a little tough.
Mayo experience. Experience.